feel a little raw this morning. So you're on warning. If I cry, also if someone has Kleenexes, I may need your help. So when I was asked to share my story in roughly 5 minutes, I had to pray about it because the Lord's done so much in my life that it's hard to encapsulate that in 5 minutes. But what I heard him tell me say is talk about like the cyclical act of him bringing me out of shame. It's happening so much in my life. I didn't deserve it any time. He keeps doing it. It's already happening. I grew up in Michigan and in a really good family in a Christian Reformed church. Went to church like twice on Sunday. So that was 20 years of my life until I went to college. And really the only thing that taught me was that there is good and bad. I had a sense of that in my heart. I had a sense of that in my spirit, that there is the Lord and it's true, but I didn't really know anything else about it. It was kind of boring to me and unengaging. So the theme of shame really starts at 6th grade. I started looking at internet porn, and I knew that was wrong from the very first time that I did it. I knew it, and I didn't tell anyone about it, and that went on for years. So that was the inception of shame in my life, the real shame that I could comprehend, that told me I'm doing something really bad, I'm doing something wrong, and I'm not proud of myself. And that was the general feeling that I walked around with, was I'm not proud of myself. So 6th grade, fast forward to 8th grade, I was going to Marshall Bible Church, which at the time Rob was pastoring, and they did these baptism services, a couple times a year, and they're super powerful to me. I just saw these moments of vulnerability of somebody saying, this is who I was, I want to do something different. And I signed up right then and there, got baptized, because I knew in my spirit that, yes, I would want to follow the Lord. I knew that Jesus is real to a degree. I knew that there was a better life to live, and I wanted to do that. But more so, I was hoping that it would just pop me out of that cycle of looking at porn and feeling bad about myself and not really loving myself and hiding. I wanted that to end, and it didn't. Maybe for a couple months, it did. And that just eventually faded off, and I started looking at porn again. I started hiding things again from my parents, started lying. That the same feelings I had of not really loving myself, not really thinking kindly of myself, came back. And that led me to the end of high school, where I was a pretty good student athlete, and I kind of forwarded a scholarship opportunity to pole vault. And I moved in with my best friend at this local community college about an hour and a half away from my parents. I knew it was far enough away that I could do the things I wanted to, which I started smoking weed, I was drinking a little bit. But really just knowing that I wasn't living the life with the Lord, and I could do that without feeling bad, or at least I thought I would. So went through 1 year of school, and my best friend that I was living with started getting into harder drugs, and there was a line that I just knew that I couldn't cross with that. And that kind of encapsulated itself with him having to go to rehab, and I was the one that had to tell his parents, hey, this is going on, this is what we've been doing, and it's really got to come to an end. So that happened. He went to rehab. That friendship, which was really maybe one of 3 really strong friendships I had in my life, blew up, and some of the other ones kind of fell by the wayside too. Came back home, and there was the church that my parents were going to. He announced that they were sending a mission team to Kenya, and I knew again, right then and there, I was supposed to go. And I did. Several months later, I landed in Kenya, and for the first moment in my life, I really realized how big God was when I was there. I have not understood the heart of the Father, really who the Father is in my life, till I had my daughter. 3 months ago. I'll get there now. So that was like the first time I realized, like, oh man, God, you're really big, you are really powerful, and I want to come back to you. Thank you for like bringing me to this place where I don't feel all the shame that I felt prior. Like, I want to stay here again. Please help me stay here again. And that led me to the idea that I'm going to move to Kenya. So I get back home after this 2-week mission trip, and I find this opportunity that I was going to work on like a well drilling site, managing locals, but I needed to learn Swahili to do that. And I like got Rosette soap, but I never really did anything because I just thought it was the Lord's will. Like, if he wants me there, then I'll learn this somehow. And I didn't do anything. So like, again, like that cyclical nature of shame, I fall back into it with porn, with smoking weed and hiding that from my parents. I moved back into my parents' house at this time because my relationship with my like friend at school had blown up, like that's gone. So I'm hiding these things under their nose, feeling terrible about it, but also feeling this like pride, this terrible pride, like I think I can get away with anything. I think I can hide anything and no one's gonna catch me. And that lasted for a little bit, that was terrible. But that shame kind of took another step up when I lied about being a virgin to this girl so I could have sex. And like I thought I was gonna go to hell. Like I thought that was the worst thing that I could do. I knew enough truth to know that this was like precious, that I'd done something like compromising to my soul, like very intentionally. And like, I thought that was it. And then fast forward a few months, I'm still hiding these things and dealing with them in my own mind with no one else. I hear about this trip called the World Race, and it's an 11-month mission trip, 11 different countries. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it, but I signed up for that, got accepted. I was honest with all the people that interviewed me, like say, like, hey, this is where I'm at. This is the things I'm doing. And then their policies might be different now, but they said, yeah, come. You're broken. We got other broken people to come. So then I went, and that was really like the first time I realized that the Holy Spirit was real, that there was more to this Christian living than church, than the Word of God. And I didn't really have a relationship with Jesus, so like I didn't really have an understanding, but all of a sudden there was like this action to that belief, and I wanted to jump into that. Like I will do everything I can do to not feel bad about myself. So it's like, I'll activate the Holy Spirit. I'll do anything. And I remember like wanting so bad to pray in tongues, and like just like standing there in this like service, like shaking, like, look, let me have it. And it didn't happen. And then the next morning, my best friend tells me like, dude, you were like praying in tongues last night. And, like it was like when I was asleep. I wanted to do it so bad. And now I know, like with like the perspective I've had, is like just stop trying so hard. Like, I'll let you do these fun things with me. So that happened. And then about 6 months, I really was like idolizing the Holy Spirit, like in the fact that I wanted to be doing these things, to be known as the person that did these things. Like I wanted to heal people, and I wanted people to like know, like that's Zack, like he prays and people gets healed. And, like it was really faulty, and I came to the spot after that halfway in the trip, 6-7 months, like this isn't for me. Like the Lord doesn't want me to do this. I don't have like the maturity to handle this gift. And I've done too many bad things that it's just, I think I'm giving up on this. And that's like when I walked in for a few more months. So one of the last months of the trip, we were in India, and some of you guys have maybe heard this story, but the Holy Spirit was doing a lot of things. And I just was kind of like watching why I went, this is crazy. Like demons being cast out, being cast off of people. Healing's happening, but again, I just didn't believe like that it would happen through me. And then the Lord, we were having this night at this apartment we were staying at, and people were just coming to get prayer. And the Lord told me to pray for this woman who's in a wheelchair. And so I said, all right, I'll do it. And I kind of like squatted down, did like the hover hand over her, didn't even touch her. I was like, Lord, will you heal her? And then it was like kind of like the next step, like the Lord just like kept saying, like moving me out in my faith, like further and further. It's like, all right, will you touch her? So I asked, like, can I put my hand on your legs? Yeah. All through translator. I'm praying, Lord, will you heal her? Nothing really happened. Then I feel like the Lord saying, like, will you wash your feet? And like it just like kind of kept going. Like the Lord asked me to step more and more into faith and less into like control. And I did that, washed her feet, and I'll summarize the story. Like she had walked in 24 years. She had walked in 24 years. She'd had multiple surgeries. She'd seen like witch doctors, like in the Hindu faith. And when she walked, it was like we did like a few like practice rounds, like maybe from me to a little farther than Jessica, like there and back. And the last time she'd like walk on her own, she sat down, she looked at me, like right in my eyes, and said, Jesus. And like it was like almost like a rebuke. I was so quick, no, I'm not Jesus. And I felt so heavy in that moment because I knew I had misinterpreted what she had said. Like I knew that, like, I knew in that moment that the Lord was saying, no, Zach, I want to use you. I want to dwell within you. I want to be a part of this. I want you to be a part of all I have to offer. And it was just like this wave of like that shame of just like, nah, it's not for me. I'm not good enough. I've done too many bad things. I'm too prideful. It's like, Zach, I'll deal with that. Like, that will be its own time, but like, I want to use you. And that's when I realized like how kind and forgiving the Lord was. I'll fast forward like that. It's very easy for me to fall into this cycle of shame. It still is. And like the more that I do, the more like I realize like how good the Lord is and how faithful He is and how kind He is. But I still not until like I had Sir Catherine and I, my wife, who is so good at looks at it. We had our daughter Rebecca Ruth, and I hold her, and like I feel how much I love her, like love that I've never felt before, and I know that I'm capable of like hurting her, like unintentionally or intentionally. I can hurt my daughter. I'll probably say things to her that like are gonna hurt her. And that makes me feel bad, but what makes me feel better is like, God cannot do that. If I have that love, and I know He has that love for her, and how much He has that love for me too. And it's just so strong, and good, and pure. So like, even, I don't know how much time I'm sorry. Like this time, ever since having Ruthie, I haven't been here in 3 months, and I honestly feel like I've kind of been like a kite in the wind, like being tossed to and from, like the world and the Lord. And I still like know that He's that good. Like I'm like trying to be a father, and I'm also trying to run 2 businesses. Like there's a lot of times where I'm controlling a lot, and I'm not really walking in that obedience with the Lord that I know so clearly is 20 times and time again. Like I want to dwell with me, come dwell with me. Like it's never been so true. It's never been so real in my life. And like this morning, I was like, why am I doing this now? This seems like the wrong time to be doing it because I haven't been with you, God. I can just say it's the perfect time. I hope you all can be encouraged by that.